Juan Mendez Scott's Mystery Magazine.
A Sizzling Affair. Chapter 5. You're having an affair? I blinked, caught off guard by the directness of the question. Feeling a little what? Camille's know-it-all smirk returned, and she leaned in, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's why you're seeing someone, why you're having an affair. Her words hit me like a slap. I glared at her, trying to keep my cool, even as my heart pounded in my chest. Who told you I was having an affair? She giggled, the wine loosening her tongue as she sipped again, nearly spilling the red liquid. Girl, you know me. I know everything. You know that. But I'm not having an affair, I shot back, my voice firm, though I could see she wasn't buying it for a second. Camille laughed like I'd just told her the punchline to a great joke, but I wasn't backing down. I'm not. She kept laughing, shaking her head as if to say, You can't fool me. Oh, yeah, you are. I crossed my arms, the gesture more defensive than I wanted it to be. But I'm not. Who told you I was? I don't appreciate that. Camille just smiled, that smug, all-knowing grin that made me want to wipe it off her face. But I held back, knowing that the more she believed her own story, the easier it would be to use her for what I needed. Let her think she was onto something. After all, it would only make what was coming next all the sweeter. Camille got up with a mischievous glint in her eye, poured herself another glass of wine, and then sauntered back to the couch. She kicked off her slippers, curling her feet beneath her like a cat settling in for a cozy nap. Her lips twisted into that smart-ass grin she was known for, the kind that made you want to wipe it right off her face. I was in Indian Head last week, she began, her tone casual, but I could tell she was gearing up for something. And you know I know your car from anywhere. I was driving down Indian Head Highway and, I saw your car parked at the Super 8 Indian Head Motel. Her smile widened, sneaky and sharp, like a snake's would be if it had one. So you know I had to be nosy, right? And just as I was pulling into the parking lot, I saw you come out of the motel room with this guy. A handsome guy, I might add. And he walked you to your car, and before you got in your car. She paused, struggling to keep from bursting out laughing, her hand flying to her mouth to keep the wine from spilling out. Y'all kissed. Her words hit me like a slap. I stared at her, my blood boiling as she gave me that self-satisfied look, nodding her head like she'd just uncovered some great secret. My face must have betrayed me because the next thing I knew, she turned her head and finally let loose, laughing so hard she nearly choked on her wine. Through her laughter, she managed to get out, Damn, girl, didn't you kiss him enough while he was smashing your guts out in that motel room? Then she leaned in, her voice dropping to a scandalous whisper, her breath warm and reeking of the cheap wine. He looks like he's good in bed. I know he can go. Can't he? More giggling followed, irritating me to the core. Tell the truth, can't he? He must be popping your ass good, girl, for you to be kissing him out in public like that. I was at a loss for words, my mouth opening and closing like a fish out of water. Camille just kept laughing, her amusement growing with each passing second, feeding off my silent rage. I wanted to wipe that smug smile off her face, but I had to keep my cool. I couldn't wait to get back at her, to show her that playing with me was a mistake. She finally stopped long enough to catch her breath, shaking her head in mock disapproval. Jin, when you kiss your lover in front of the motel, standing by your car, that's how you get caught. Girl, didn't you know that? I exhaled sharply, pushing down the anger, and got up to pour myself another glass of wine. My movements were slow, deliberate, trying to buy myself time to think. Camille was still chuckling when I sat back down, her eyes bright with mischief as she raised her glass in a mocking toast. Hey, I'll drink to that too, she said, clinking her glass against mine with a smirk. I took a couple of sips, the wine going down a little too easily, and tried to gather myself. I needed to steer this conversation back on track, regain some control before she pushed me too far. With a deep sigh, I started, "Okay, the truth is this. I do feel neglected sometimes. You know, sometimes I just want somebody to talk to."
On the next episode of Juan Mendez Scott's Mystery Magazine. Chapter 6. I almost snitched on myself.